River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Niner Nuts. I'm Dan here along with James. James, say hello.
What's up?
We are shaking it up a little bit for this next episode this week because baseball season is in full swing, and Mr. Jimmy B here on my right, I believe. I don't know how this will look on YouTube. Let's say my right. Stage right, I guess. I don't know. But Mr. Jimmy B has been very enticed with the world of baseball since we're in the dog days of summer. So we're shaking it up a little bit because there is some cataclysmic, gigantic news that is permeating through all the world of sports because of how good this specific player is that we're going to talk about. James, Mr. Jimmy B, go ahead and tell us what's going on.
So for all you baseball fans out there, San Francisco Giants, Dodgers, Niner Nuts fans who watch baseball, have all sorts of teams. I'm a big Phillies fan. Basically, after the All-Star break, news came out that the Los Angeles Angels would be considering offers to trade Ohtani. And so this has been
for our
news.
Uneducated football listeners. Please explain how just incredibly stupid good Ohtani is.
So Ohtani is the greatest baseball player we have ever seen. The only player likened to Ohtani in all of baseball throughout the history of baseball is Babe Ruth. Only Babe Ruth was just as good, but Ohtani has a chance to be the greatest baseball player ever.
This is not hyperbole either, listeners.
This is not. The last time we had somebody who could pitch in the league and also bat in the league, basically with the potential to be a Cy Young winner and a home run champion for the year in the same player, it was Babe Ruth. That's the last time we had anybody this good in baseball. Barry Bonds was great. Barry Bonds could hit home runs. He could play the field. But Barry Bonds couldn't win the Cy Young.
I only watch baseball on television when it's playoffs, and that's even 50-50 if I watch any. I'm more likely to actually be at a baseball game, and even I, an avid football fan, appreciate just how ridiculously stupid good and generational this player is. Like, even saying generational seems like an understatement, listeners.
Yeah, I mean, he at the end of his career, if he just keeps playing the way he has, he'll be known as the greatest baseball player ever. Just because of how good he can pitch and how good he can swing the bat. He's just the greatest baseball player I've ever seen. You can't explain the magnitude of a team saying that we're going to trade the greatest baseball player you've ever seen, and what this is doing to the baseball sports world. People are getting enamored. Every team, any team that's a contender or is a baseball town, they're all dreaming and trying to get their hands and figuring out ways to get Ohtani. So I thought on a betting stance, we could look at the odds on the teams that getting Ohtani, where they're at, and we could talk about them. We could talk about the likelihood of where he might go, given the parameters that he probably wants to play on the West Coast. Teams are going to have to give up so many prospects to get him if they want to add him to their current roster, or give up a player as well on their current roster to get him. I mean, this deal, if he does get traded, is going to be massive. It's probably going to be one of the biggest deals you've ever seen in baseball. And to go through the top 20 favorites, starting at the Dodgers, number 1 at 7-2, Mets 9-2, Yankees 11-2, Mariners 13-2, Giants 15-2, Braves at 8-1, Padres 9-1, Reds 10-1, Blue Jays 12-1, Cardinals 14-1, Rangers 16-1, Cubs 18-1, and we have my Philadelphia Phillies at 20-1. That is from a tweet tweeted out by Sports Radio W4WIP from the tag at betonline_AG. So that's where we're getting these odds from. Unfortunately, Bravada, I don't know why, is not putting out odds, which is our typical odds making place. So we're going with these odds because they're very specific. They give you more odds than some of the other betting places that just have a few teams, and then the field is basically everybody else. So
I'm glad the Cubs made the cutoff for this list. My dad and grandfather were both Cubbies fans, so I secondarily cheer for them. So that's interesting that they're in this list.
Well, I think they're on this list primarily because that's a big baseball town, and the Cubs have been known to at least inquire about what a trade would take to get somebody. So the Cubs, I think, would be an interesting choice. And this is to be just his next team, So this could mean that he gets
before he signs his $1 billion contract.
Yeah. So this means one of two things: either he gets traded this season, or when he's a free agent at the beginning of next season, who's going to sign him? So where do you like this to go? So if you think that Ohtani is going to be a free agent at the end of the season and he's not going to leave his Angels in midseason, yes, then we're looking at the Dodgers as the favorites to land him. Obviously. West Coast team, winning tradition, just a powerhouse in the Major League Baseball. Dodgers would be the favorite if nobody trades for him. Now, I think there are going to be some trade offers that maybe the Angels aren't going to be able to refuse. So where could he go out of the next four? Well, the Mets, I don't think so. Once again, he wants to play on the West Coast. Mets are out of the playoffs currently right now, and I don't think they have enough of a farm system to get Ohtani from the Angels to make a big enough offer. They would probably have to offer a lot more than what's in their minor league system in order to get Ohtani. And so they're not going to trade for him. Are they going to be able to sign him in the offseason? Highly doubt it, because Ohtani really wants to play on the West Coast. So now we have the Yankees in. The Yankees could trade for him. They do have the firepower to trade for him in season. So if you're looking for a trade partner going into the trade deadline, the Yankees are the first favorites to go. The Yankees do have enough firepower, I think, with their current roster and their minor leagues to actually maybe get, Ohtani and maybe Aaron Judge on the same team, which would be insane.
They can pay the what's it, the not royalty tax. What's the tax?
Luxury tax.
There you go.
I mean, just the Yankees have been known to make rental deals and give up for rental deals, and I think the allure of New York, at least for a playoff run, could get Ohtani to agree to a trade to the Yankees, if we're talking about trade partners for the season. So the Yankees are in the market. The Mariners are the next one up, but once again, Ohtani would have to go to free agency in order for him to land on the Mariners, because the Mariners play in the the AL West. I wanted to say the AFC West. The AL West, and the Angels are not going to trade them to a division rival. So the next odds, here's the interesting ones. We have the San Francisco Giants at 15-2, which we have Giants fans who listen to the podcast. And according to these odds, I would start looking there to bet, because the Giants make sense with trades, and the Giants make sense in free agency. So really, if you're going to start with any type of betting odds, you're going to go with 15-2 for the Giants to get them, because they have four top 100 prospects, which the Angels have said they want some top 100 prospects. That's where it starts. So they have the prospects to do the trade. Also, it's on the West Coast where Ohtani wants to be. So the Giants are an interesting partner. And even if the Giants don't trade for him in season this year, The Giants were in a heavy bidding war for Aaron Judge. They nearly lured Aaron Judge away from the Yankees. They shelled out money they wanted to get Carlos Correa. The Giants are spenders. They are spenders. They will spend on talent. So if Ohtani goes to free agency, Giants are on the West Coast. Giants are bidders. Like, they thought they were going to get outbid for Aaron Judge, and they did. But they are bidders, and they will make a high offer. I've seen some of the rumors about Ohtani's contract. It's either going to be 10 years, 60 million, 11 years, 600 million, or 10 years, 550 million. That's where the ballpark is at for his contract, which is probably what he's going to get.
Okay. I thought we were expecting like a 700 over 10. I thought we were literally going to break the bank. Like,
well, the thing about it is it could end up being that way. If he goes to free agency, I think the bids could get up that high. But Vegas is putting it at the longer contracts. You get, $600 million for 11 years or $550 million for 10 years.
So just a little more than Patrick's deal. Just a little more than Patrick Mahomes' deal.
Yeah, but in baseball terms, you're talking about the closest player to that contract is Mike Trout, and he was at 10 years, like $410 million. So we're talking a full, like, almost $200 million more dollars to get this guy.
What an absurd amount of money that is without the endorsement deals. Oh my God.
It's an absurd amount of money to pay for a player, but we're talking about one of the greatest player to ever play this game in my lifetime.
Oh, dude, yeah. Do you have his Wikipedia up for how many Cy Youngs and all that he's won already?
So he hasn't won the Cy Young yet, but he's won the MVP. Let me just see.
I would say he's probably won the home run derby at least once.
Actually, I don't think he's been in the home run derby, but Ohtani.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think he might have been in the home run derby. I don't pay too much to the All-Star game. Here we go.
I'll say I got the wiki up here already, and all it has in the wiki is 5. Oh wait, nope, that's the wrong league. 3-time All-Star, AL MVP, all MLB first team twice, all second team twice, Rookie of the Year, Silver Slugger Award, 2 Edgar McKenzie Awards, and he was the AL triple leader for the 21 season. Hit for the cycle. I don't know what that is. AP Athlete of the Year in 21. Holy crap. Yeah, he's already won a crap load of awards.
Yeah, he's won a crap load of awards, and just so you know, Dan, what a cycle is. That's when you have a single, a double, a triple, and a home run all in the same game.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, so he's done that.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a name for that.
Yeah, it's called a cycle. Yeah. But I mean, you're talking.
Wow, what a hell of a game that must have been.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a guy that, can be
and that
your
guy's
number
a
one
pitcher.
starter. He's a pitcher. Like, he could be your number one starter, and he could also he won the home run the year he won the MVP. He had 54 home runs, I think. So
this guy's your starting pitcher and your closing batter. That's incredible.
I mean, I would love for the Phillies to get him. The only way they're getting him is if they're going to get him as a rental. I don't think he would sign with the Phillies, although I think Jack Middleton and Dave Dombrowski could try and convince him to do it. But ultimately, if the Phillies got him, it would be a rental. I'm all for the Phillies going all in on him, but I just don't see it happening as much as I would love it. I just don't see it happening. I think, really, if you're going to start betting on anything, you wouldn't bet on the Dodgers, because unless he gets the free agency, that's what you're hoping for there. Mets, definitely not. Yankees in a trade situation to get him as a rental for their trade, but he's definitely not going to sign there full time, I don't think. Although maybe it's possible, because the allure of New York City, being a Yankee, has enticed many of players. And if there's any organization that could convince Ohtani to play on the East Coast, it's the Yankees. They have the most.
Yeah, they have a better shot at it than you do. I'm going to agree with you there.
Yeah, they definitely have a better shot. But that, for him to be a Yankee this year, would take a trade, which the Yankees could do, could lure him out, could have get him there. But I don't necessarily see the Angels trading him to the Yankees too, because it's another American League team. Like, I don't think the Angels want to trade him to the Dodgers, which is a cross city team, and they don't want to trade him within the league, their respective league or division. So that puts us once again at the Giants, who have the prospects to either trade for him midseason or have the money to sign him to a long-term contract, or do both with a trade in the trade deadline. So
yeah, that wasn't just a bunch of noise to go for Aaron. Like, they were going to back it up. They had that on the table, but then just being, I mean, he just played ball with his home team. He never even really wanted to leave the Yankees, right?
Well, he's from California, Aaron Judge. So he was he did, there was an alert for him to play on the West Coast in San Francisco. And the Giants had come out and said they were not going to be outbid. But it did get to a certain point where it was just like, well, he's going to be a Yankee. And
he's the face of the Yankees. I mean, we can't, as little as amateur, not even amateur, as beginner, let's say, into baseball as I am experience wise, like, he's the face of the Yankees, dude. Like, I mean, they gave it a really good shot though.
Yeah, but the Giants aren't afraid to spend money. They're not afraid to spend money, and they all, like I said, midseason trade, because they're right now the Giants are a half a game up from the last wild card spot, so they're in the top wild card spot right now. So they're likely they have a good shot at making the playoffs and winning the World Series, especially if they get Ohtani. So an in-season trade for them to get Ohtani with the prospects that the Giants have makes them easily one of the favorites to win the World Series if he gets to there. And then sign after he wins said World Series with the Giants. So the Giants, I think, make the most sense if you're going for an in-season trade or betting on him going to free agency and signing with a team on the West Coast.
Dude, if he goes to the Giants, and
you may have to start watching baseball again.
More than just in person. Would it? Yeah, no, because the World Series is in October. We could get back to that even number streak that we were on from 12, 14, and 16. 2024, there you go. I mean, there's one thing at the stars aligning. Hey, there we go. We could do a 24, 6, and 8.
Yeah. To put this in Giant fans' terms, this is the equivalent of getting Madison Bumgarner with Barry Bonds. That's what you get. You get them in the same player. You get Barry Bonds and Madison Bumgarner in the same player.
It's really incredible, especially from my perspective, how honestly true that is. Like, how not fantasy that is. How, I mean, I probably should borrow your credentials and watch an Angels game unless Apple has one, because I can watch the next time he plays on Apple, I might set a notification to see. But no, it's not being extra or anything saying that he's Barry Bonds and Bumgarner in the same player.
Yeah. And then the rest of the teams on the list, I don't see them. I mean, maybe the Reds.
There's no.
Maybe
shot.
the Reds with an in-season play. Reds with an in-season trade before the trade deadline. The Reds have a lot of good prospects that they could give the Angels for them at 10-1. And the Reds they're 2 games out of the National League Central. So the Reds are still very much in play, I think, to make an in-season trade for him. The Padres are out. The Braves could do it at 8-1, but he's definitely not. If if you think Ohtani's going to go to free agency, I wouldn't bet the Braves. You know, I mean, the Braves have the firepower to do it in season. So there may be a possible like in season trade to get Ohtani for this year, but it would only be a rental. And the Braves trading a lot. They have a good farm system. They have a lot of prospects. They could get them, but their odds are less than the Giants. So, you know, they would probably be another good bet for if you're betting on that he gets traded at the trade deadline. The Braves are a good one. The Reds are a good one.
That just wouldn't be fair if he got sent to the Braves, dude. Like, that just wouldn't be fair.
It wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair. And then
Same with the Yankees, though. The Yankees just wouldn't be fair either.
Well, the Yankees are contenders, but right now they're like, I mean, the Yankees are in a very tough division right now. They're in a very tough division. I mean, they got the Rays, they got the Orioles.
Yeah.
You know, and
they're the opposite of the NL Central.
Yeah. So, I mean, Ohtani changes any team dramatically. And my bet, if you're really going to like say this is the best bet to win some money, the Giants right at 15-2. Yes, I know they're not long shots, but those are just good enough odds because if you're betting on an in-season trade or you want to bet on a free agent team, the Giants, you just put one money down on them, you got a good bet. You know, Phillies are at 20-1. As much as I would love it, they could do it, and that would be my long shot bet for if you're planning on an in-season trade and you want to make some money. 20-1 is really good odds for the Phillies to get them. Dave Dombrowski has made some deals to do that. Rangers at 16-1, maybe Rangers got a little team, but that would take an in-season trade. Cubs, I don't know. Cubs wouldn't be an in-season trade. He would have to go to free agency to sign with the Cubs. The Cubs would have to offer him stupid money to play in Illinois. Who wants to play in Illinois? You know.
Oh, historic Chicago. Yeah, it gets cold there, but historic Chicago, though, with how storied that franchise is, like.
Yeah, but the Cubs,
plus the media market there, like. I mean, there's some appeal for Chicago.
There is some appeal for the Cubs, I would think, but I mean, Padres at 9-1. I think he would have to go to free agency for the Padres to get him. I don't think, because I think the Padres are going to be sellers at the deadline this year. They're pretty much out of it. You know, there's talks that they might trade Soto, so I doubt they'll be in an in-season trade to get Ohtani, but they would be willing to pay him a ton of money in free agency, I bet. So, and that's a West Coast team again. So, yeah, I definitely think by next year he won't be an Angel, because he has said that he's tired of losing. So, don't think he'll be an Angel next season. And so,
no, when you're as good as he is, no, I don't blame him. Because he can get the best of both worlds. He can ring chase and he can money chase. This dude literally has the world in front of him.
Yeah. And when you're literally the best player since Babe Ruth, you know, the world's your oyster, you know, when it comes to where you want to play. I mean, yeah, it's just he's going to have his choice. And there's going to be a lot of suitors. There's going to be a lot of bidders. But my betting favorite is definitely the San Francisco Giants.
And that's how we tie this back into San Francisco. I love it. I think then with that was an awesome segment, Jimmy B. We always love your insights. Now, James, let the listeners know where they can reach out to us. Until the next time.
Guys, if you want to chat with us via email, you can get us at 49ernuts@gmail.com. That's 49ernuts@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at NinerNuts. If you want our apparel, you can just Google Niner Nuts Apparel, go to thebonfire.com link, and all the proceeds from our merchandise are currently going to human trafficking recovery centers in the DC area until the sale of the Commanders is final, which we're hoping by Thursday. Yeah, I think Thursday is the date the owners are going to vote on it. Article just came out today how everything's going nice and smooth. So it looks like the sale is going to go through. So yeah, just as soon so you can get your merchandise now and donate to a good cause, because once that happens, then we're going to take the merchandise down, and we're just, I don't know, we'll see where we go from there. But that's our fundraising activity right now. And then, yeah, Dan, you have anything else?
Yeah. Thank you, listeners and watchers on YouTube, for the patience while we've been changing up the show format a little bit. We're here on YouTube now, and we're doing shorter episodes instead of one big episode. And thank you for the patience while we've been off literally the first 2.5 weeks of July. We were already going to be taking the 4th off, but I've talked more about it in the previous episodes. You can just go back to our Eagles rematch episode, just 2 from here, for more than what I'm going to say here. My father did pass away on July 3rd, and so that being a week before my birthday, it was just it was a very difficult week. And fortunately, though, James, you flew up here. You're here for the service. You and my fiance did cheer me up genuinely. It wasn't as bad to turn 31 and say goodbye to Dad because of you two. And yeah, it's gonna be a really weird, hard football season come a couple weeks from now. But yeah, want to dedicate these episodes that we did this week to Glenn. So thanks for everything, Dad.
Yeah. It was great to get to spend some time with you, in the flesh, and just chill out, watch movies, watch TVs. I love you, Dan. I'll do anything for you. And it was great getting drunk at Big Woods, off free samples.
Yes, shout out Big Woods coming in clutch for the birthday dinner.
Yes, and it was definitely great to get chicken parmesan at Fazoli's. My friends on Facebook, she posted a tweet that said, why is pasta not a drive-through? Why can't you get drive-through pasta? I was just like, it does exist. It's called Fazoli's. Either petition to get it in the Lehigh Valley or find the closest one nearest to you so you can enjoy it, because it does exist and it's great.
I like that this is a tradition now whenever you come up here to Indy, and I love it because this is twice now.
Of course. And just so you know, guys, like, when I go visit someplace, when I go on vacation or anywhere, like, I want to try local fare. I don't want, some, some tourists, where tourists go or anything. I want to know where the locals go, because, you don't go there to eat McDonald's. You don't go there to eat Pizza Hut or Arby's or anything like that. You want to go on a trip. You want to taste the local fare. So one of the local fares of Indiana is Fazoli's, and it's delicious. Their breadsticks are great. I've had their chicken Alfredo. I've had their chicken Parmesan. Going to see next time I go to Fazoli's, I'm going to try something different. We do have one here in Florida, but it's literally over an hour away for me to get to. And so, like, it's very hard for me to get it. I can't have it delivered. I have to go there. But fast food pasta does exist. It's Fazoli's. It's glorious. Shout out to Fazoli's.
It is glorious. And just again, thank you so much, guys. Thanks for listening to us. Thanks for the patience. Yeah, we're getting closer to the actual season and training camp. And yeah, like I said, I'm not checking Roto World at the end of these. Just these and the previous 2 episodes are dedicated to my dad. So thank you so much, everybody.
Outro music, River Road, Justin Muth.
Catch you next time.
River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long.